Well, good morning and Happy New Year to everybody. Hope your new year has started well and continues to go well. Today at the Litter Greek, we're going to look at Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers in the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The Amplified Bible says, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, not contending only with physical opponents, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly supernatural places. So, wow, we've got a lot working against us. But remember, greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world. So the word I would look at there is that word wrestle, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. In the concordance, it's G3823, and it's the word pale. It's a wrestling condition in which each opponent endeavors to throw the other. The decision is made when the opponent is able to hold his hand on his opponent's neck. Now, back in the times of Paul, Greco-Roman wrestling was very common, and this is not Andre the Giant. This is not the Crusher. This definitely is not the WWE. This was a form of wrestling in which no holds were allowed below the waist. So in that form of wrestling, it was imperative to gain an advantage to throw your opponent to the ground. And it can't simply be done by his brute strength, but it has to be done by positioning and maneuvering and trying to gain advantage over your opponent, feinting and jigging and jagging on him and everything like that. So who's a good wrestler? Well, deception can be a big part of wrestling. And who is the master deceiver but Satan? He is the master deceiver. In Genesis 4, when they were talking of Cain and Abel and Cain murdering his brother, God warned him in Genesis 4, if you do not do well but ignore my instruction, sin crouches at your door. Its desire is for you to overpower you, but you must master it. So sin wants to throw us and pin us and lock us down. In 1 Peter, we're reminded in 1 Peter 5, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may seize and devour. Someone once said that Satan is an opportunist. He's constantly looking for moments of weakness that he can pounce on us. You know, kind of like that time when you have a car breakdown. It's the worst possible moment and everything's going against you, and you're in a hurry to get to this big meeting, and now my car broke down. And that's the opportunity that the enemy will take to bring frustration and anger into your life. But remember, be sober, be vigilant that the enemy can't do that to you. Remember Job. Satan watched him and stalked him, looking for a sign of weakness. He couldn't find any because Job was close to God. So maybe let that be your resolution for the new year, that you have the heart of Job, that you are watching the great I Am, that your eyes are on God. Have a great new year, everybody, and the Lord bless, and we'll see you next week.